Hey everyone, welcome back. So, in today's explainer, we're diving straight into a place that's literally keeping us all alive. We're talking about the world's largest tropical forest, the mighty Amazon. You've probably heard it called the lungs of the earth, right? Well, today we're going to unpack the actual data behind that massive title, figure out how this incredible ecosystem ticks, and look at what's really happening to it on the ground right now.
All right, check out this number, 20%. Our source data highlights that the Amazon helps produce a staggering 20% of the world's oxygen. Just think about that for a second. The very air you and I are breathing in this exact moment, completely regardless of where you are on the globe, relies heavily on this single forest. It's a wild mathematical reality, and it instantly shows why this topic is just an absolute must-know.
To keep us on track, here's our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with an introduction to the lungs of the earth, map out its location and area, and then dive into its amazing biodiversity, the river, and its people. Finally, we'll wrap up with the current crises it faces and its overall global importance.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, the lungs of the earth, an introduction.
So, the Amazon isn't just a really big patch of trees. It's officially the largest tropical rainforest on the planet. And the source text makes this really vivid comparison that I love. It says, just like a human body relies entirely on its lungs to breathe, our planet relies on the Amazon. It basically functions as a huge breathing organ for Earth's survival. Simply put, if the lungs aren't healthy, the body isn't healthy. Our survival is totally tied to it. Moving right along to Section 2, location and its vast area. 55 million, or 55 lakh square kilometers, depending on how you're counting. This massive number is the physical area the forest covers. It's so unbelievably huge that it actually makes up a disproportionate chunk of all the forests on Earth right now. I mean, we're talking about a true geographical giant here. Now, what's really fascinating is that while this giant ecosystem is mostly rooted in Brazil, which holds the vast majority of it, it totally ignores human borders. Its vital presence spills over international lines, pushing significantly into Peru, Colombia, and Bolivia. It's truly a shared global asset spread across a huge chunk of South America. But, what's it actually like if you were standing right in the middle of it? Well, the climate profile is pretty intense. It thrives in a deeply hot, humid, tropical environment. We're talking constant, heavy rainfall year-round. There's no real dry season here. And the temperature, it hovers warmly between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. That mix of deep heat, high humidity, and endless rain, it's literally the perfect laboratory for life to just explode. Which brings us to Section 3, its incredible biodiversity. And when we say biodiversity, this is exactly what we mean. The Amazon holds the highest variety of plants and animals anywhere in the world. You've got monkeys swinging up above, jaguars prowling down below, sloths just kind of hanging out, plus an endless variety of birds, snakes, and frogs. And all of this wildlife lives amongst thousands of unique tree species and some incredibly rare medicinal plants. It is, without a doubt, a biological treasure chest. Let's take a second to look at a specific ecological term from the text, the canopy layer. This is so cool. The canopy is basically this dense upper ceiling formed by the tops of massive, ancient trees growing tightly together. This living roof is so thick that it completely blocks sunlight from ever reaching the jungle floor below. Just picture that, a dark, shaded jungle floor perpetually shielded from the sun by a massive umbrella of green. Next up is Section 4, the river and the local people. Running straight through the heart of all those trees is the mighty Amazon River. The data notes this is actually the world's largest river by water flow. This immense, rushing volume of water acts as the absolute lifeblood for the entire jungle. Honestly, without this massive hydrological engine pumping water through the forest, the dense vegetation and all those millions of animals we just talked about simply wouldn't exist. And living right alongside that river, beneath the dark canopy, are the indigenous tribal people. The source highlights a crucial point about them. For generations, these tribes have lived in a perfect, sustainable balance with nature. They're the forest's true guardians, really. They take only what they need, living in complete harmony and respect with the surrounding ecosystem. That leads us into Section 5, current problems and the ongoing crisis. So our source sets up a really stark contrast here. On one side, you have that sustainable harmony of the indigenous tribes we just mentioned. But directly opposing that is the rapid modern destruction of these ancient trees, being cleared out for farming and industry. It's basically two entirely different worlds colliding over how to interact with the exact same environment.
The main threats highlighted are accelerating deforestation, where huge, unimaginable stretches of forests are literally just chopped down for agriculture and corporate expansion. And when you combine that aggressive industrial clearing with the worsening effects of global climate change, well, it's a combo that directly threatens the survival of this entire ecosystem.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, Global Importance and our conclusion. The global impact of the Amazon honestly can't be overstated. Beyond just being a home for millions of species, it does some serious heavy lifting for the entire planet's atmosphere. It actively absorbs massive amounts of carbon dioxide, which in turn helps balance the Earth's temperature. So by managing those carbon levels, the Amazon is quite literally helping to regulate the weather outside your window right now. We are all deeply, physically connected to it.
Which brings us to the end of today's explainer. The source material leaves us with a really stark warning. The Amazon is vastly important, and if we fail to protect it, nature's entire balance gets thrown off. It forces us to ask one